folks. Welcome back to the show where we are all about stepping into your power and owning your badassery, the Badass Broadcast. I am your host, the Queen Lady T, and today we are cutting the bullshit. We're going deep into that monster under the bed, the one whispering the lies in your ear, making you think you're not good enough. Yep, I'm talking about imposter syndrome. But today we are burning the mask to the ground because let's get real. You didn't come this far to shrink, to dim, or to apologize for the space you take up. You're here to own it unapologetically. So grab your tea, your coffee, or whatever fuels your fire. I got my water a little bit. All right, let's get into it. Okay, let's break it down. What is imposter syndrome? What is it really? It's that nagging voice in your head that says, "Who do you think you are?" Or, "Any minute now, someone's going to find out you're a fraud." Sound familiar? Yeah, me too. Me too. But here's the thing, imposter syndrome is nothing more than fear in a fancy disguise. It's a liar, plain and simple. It feeds on your insecurities and convinces you to hide your magic and keeps you small. And let me just say, small is not your size. It never has been. It never will be. So stop shrinking and stop trying to fit into this small size. Small is not your size. I remember when I started my coaching journey, which seemed like just yesterday, but it's been some months now, I guess about 6 months since I got my first certification. And I mean, come on, like, who was I to tell people how to live their lives? Now, mind you, coaching is something I've been wanting to do for years. But that imposter, whew, the lies it fed me, the lies I let it feed me for way too long. That voice was loud. But then I realized something. Every time I let that voice win, I was saying no to someone out there who needed exactly what I have to offer. And that's the truth for you too. Someone out there is waiting for you to step up, to show up, because only you can deliver what they need. So let's call imposter syndrome out for what it is: a thief, a thief of your joy, your potential, and your purpose. Listen, here's why you don't have a damn thing to prove to anyone. Because your worth is not up for negotiation. It's not up for negotiation. Stop negotiating your worth. It is not tied to how many degrees you have, how much money you have in the bank account, how flawless your Instagram account looks. You are enough right here, right now. Say it with me. I am enough. Let that sink in because perfection is boring. It's boring and it's fake and it's literally non-existent. Your power lies in showing up as you are, flaws, quirks, and all. That's what makes you relatable. That's what makes you magnetic. Here's a practical tip for you. Start reminding yourself of the truth daily. Write it on your mirror. Set it as a phone wallpaper. Scream it into your pillow if you have to. I am enough. I don't have to prove a thing. And if anyone tries to tell you otherwise, baby, look, that's their insecurity talking, not yours. Now, real talk. What mask are you wearing? Are you pretending to be perfect? Pretending to have it all together when you're struggling behind the scene? Because listen, we've all done it. We've all done it. To be honest, those masks are heavy. They are heavy. They weigh you down. They suffocate your authenticity and they block your blessings. So today we are burning them. Not literally. Don't say I told you to set anything on fire. I repeat, do not set anything on fire. Metaphorically, we are burning them. Here's a little homework for you. Grab a piece of paper and write down 3 things you've been doubting about yourself. Or you can put it in your phone notes or whatever, but take it down. Maybe it's I'm not good enough to get that promotion, or I'm not ready to start that business. Whatever it is, write it down. And then the second step for each one, you're going to write why it's absolute bullshit. Go ahead and call it out. For example, I'm not ready to start my business. Wrong. I have the passion, I have the skills, I have the drive to make it happen. So you're going to do this for all 3 things, all 3 doubts that you wrote down. And then this is the fun part. Read the list out loud like you're speaking to the version of you that forgot how unstoppable you are. And bonus points if you do this in front of a mirror. All right, so I want to throw in one more little action step that I think can have a huge impact. I know it did for me. And this is to name your imposter. Give your imposter a name, that voice in your head. Give it a name. So when it starts speaking the bullshit, you know exactly who to tell to shut the hell up. Right? So I named my imposter POC, and it stands for punk ass critic, because that's what it is. It's my inner critic that's just always on go, always ready to tell me how I can't and I'm not ready and all the things that I have overcome, and it wants to feed me all the bullshit. So I'm just like, hey, Pac, I got this. Shut the hell up. Right? So and I know it might be a little weird for some of y'all that don't talk to yourself, but for those of us that do, like, y'all know like how normal this is. Those of y'all who don't talk to yourself, y'all the weird ones. I just want to say that. So, but name your inner critic. All right, let's take a moment to talk about where this whole imposter syndrome came from. Like, where did this thing come from? For most of us, imposter syndrome didn't just appear out of nowhere. It's a byproduct of how we've been conditioned. Just think about it. How often were you taught to measure your worth by external validation? Thinking back to school, you know, your grades in school, especially those tests that tell you like what percentile of people you're smarter than or less smarter than. Your approval from parents, your promotions at work. Society drilled this idea into us. You're only as good as what other people think of you. That is what we have been conditioned to believe our entire lives. That is what we have been conditioned to believe our entire lives, one way or another. And then, of course, there's the constant comparison trap, like social media. Yeah, it's like 24/7 highlight reel of other people's achievements, making you feel like you're somehow behind. Like, oh, she's really running a 6-figure business. Like, I went to high school with her, or he's out here crushing it while I'm still trying to figure things out. Sound familiar? Because the thing is, imposter syndrome thrives in that gap between how we see ourselves and how we think others see us. It's fear wearing a mask of doubt, fear of rejection, fear of not measuring up. But let me tell you, these fears are liars. They are liars. Even the most successful people deal with this. Oprah has talked about feeling like she doesn't belong in certain rooms. Michelle Obama has admitted to wondering, am I good enough? These women who are literally icons still hear those whispers. So if you've ever felt like an imposter, you're in good company. Let's break it down. Imposter syndrome isn't a reflection of your ability. It's a reflection of your conditioning. The system taught you to doubt yourself. But guess what? You're here to break the system. And before we wrap it up, we got to talk about that toxic twin of imposter syndrome, perfectionism. Perfectionism is sneaky. It shows up like ambition, whispering, you can do better. You should do better. But what it's really saying is you're not enough as you are. And then imposter syndrome jumps in like, not only are you not enough, but if you keep trying, everybody's going to figure out you're a fraud. Yeah, they're besties. They are best friends and they are toxic as hell. Both of them. See, here's the truth that perfectionism doesn't want you to know. Perfection is not real. Perfection is boring. Nobody connects with perfect. Why? Because we all just hot messes out here trying to figure life out. No matter how much together we might have one aspect, there's something that's a hot mess, and we just out here trying to figure out this thing called life. Your power isn't in being flawless. It's in being real. It's in showing up, owning your truth, and saying, hey, this is me. Take it or leave it. Think about your favorite artists, leaders, or creators. You don't love them because they have it all together. You love them because they're raw, they're messy, they're unapologetically themselves. That's what makes them magnetic. So let's flip the script on perfectionism. Instead of chasing perfection, let's chase progress. Instead of hiding your flaws, let's celebrate them as part of your journey. Your worth isn't up for negotiation. It is not tied to your achievements, your mistakes, and what everyone else thinks of you. It's inherent. You're already enough just as you are. Just a reminder, love bugs, that the waiting list for the beta testing round of my Unstoppable Ascension Group coaching program is now open. This is the space to unlock your inner badass. Beta testers get 80% off the full program, access to the full program, and a chance to shape the whole program. Also, early bird beta testers will get a lifetime access, which will not be offered to anyone else. So, spots are limited. Join the waiting list today. Early bird doors open January 29th, and beta testing kicks off in March. So don't wait. Your Unstoppable Ascension starts now. So if you're ready to level up, head over to unstoppablepadass.me. That's .me, not .com. Unstoppablepadass.me. Or shoot me a DM on social media. And let's make 2025 the year you become unstoppable. All right, so let's seal this episode with an affirmation, shall we? I burn the mask of doubt. I stand in my power, unshakable and unapologetic. I am that badass. Say it loud. Say it proud. Don't you dare whisper it. All right, love bugs, let's bring it home. Imposter syndrome, it's not your truth. It's not your story. It's just a chapter. And guess what? You're the author. If you take one thing from this, let it be this. Imposter syndrome and perfectionism don't get to control your narrative. You're not here to play small. You're not here to hide behind masks or to chase some impossible standard. You're here to own your power unapologetically and boldly. So grab that pen, burn the mask, and rewrite your story. You are enough. You are worthy. And you are so damn capable of everything your heart desires. The next time those whispers creep in, remind yourself, I'm not perfect, but I am powerful. I'm not flawless, but I am fearless. And I don't need anyone's permission to shine. Remember, you are an unstoppable badass, worthy of everything your heart desires. Let's get it.
It's the Badass Broadcast. Claim your crown. No limits, no boundaries.
Want to keep this momentum going? Here's how you can take it to the next level. Join my community, Elevation of Love, your ultimate space for soulful self-love, mindset mastery, and badass transformation. Book your free badass breakthrough session. Let's tackle what's holding you back. If you're loving this badass energy, consider making a donation to help keep these empowering episodes coming. Subscribe, rate, and share this broadcast with someone who needs a spark of badassery in their life. I'll catch you on the next episode of the Badass Broadcast. Let's get it.
Bold and free. This is the sound of your